The things that I remember very specifically were wanting to really underscore the import of the second inaugural and writing that for the Richard Schiff character, for the Toby character. It was like how to sort of make the weightiness of that manifest through the visualization. If you remember, it sort of opens on a series of sort of traveling shots where, you know, you just go through the seal of the president and it sort of pulls focus, and then we did like 2 or 3 shots where the camera was going in 2 or 3 different directions and then sort of stitched them together so that there was this moment where you felt like here's a man in a room alone, kind of small, and sort of the seal of the presidency and the weight of what he's got to do is sort of all out there. And I think that was like, for the beginning of the scene, that was really important to establish those stakes, like right up front. But I also wanted that moment to be sort of a kind of transformative moment where like the weight of like, here was Toby, and then you were coming in, and the weight of like the balance shifted. And if you remember, there's a shot where it sort of starts on you. It starts in the paper, goes up to you, Josh, and the camera slid over to Richard, and then focused on Richard, and then went past Richard, then ended up back on you again. And then it cut back to him and he said, stop reading. And that was sort of this little camera move in there was like, first off, it created a sense of time passing. And it also created a sense of like, now the world is kind of spinning. And all of a sudden, in some ways, we're sort of inside Toby's head, so that all of a sudden we're now in a different world. And then the scene that followed, which is really the heart of the scene, was this thing in which I think you got right away as soon as he said, you know, don't read mine, this is good. Then the question is, it then becomes a negotiation. And the rest of the scene is a negotiation between the two of you, in which I tried to keep that style going. But it was, I think, important for me to kind of get out of the way as a director and let them do their thing. And then there was that last moment, which is, you know, when you walk out and he opens the card that he's gotten and it says he's one of us, and then trying to make that a little bit of a moment, you know, so that, again, there's like another point of view that happens and you're with him there, and to sort of let him sit with that moment for a moment before you come back in again and say, you know, start now, which, of course, is the wonderful sort of Aaron tag to the whole scene and to that particular episode.